in attendance and those who are live streaming, we will call this meeting to order today. No one has signed up for public comment, so we'll go to agenda item number 3.
So this year, it was a little more confusing. So I thought we could do the canvas a little different.
Shirley, let me read this.
Oh,
Okay, I'm sorry because I was listening to my reverb there. May 7th, 2022 general city election. A, review of the tally of the election counts. Consider the approval of resolution 2022-08R canvassing the election results May 7th, 2022 general election and declaring the mayor and 2 council members elected office. Thank you.
okay. So like I was saying, we did, I did the packets a little different this year. And what I did, I thought we could go by race.
Okay, sure.
So we can start with the mayor's race. So this packet includes all of the tally sheets and all of the additional spreadsheets that they do in order to put them on, the final of the tallies. So you'll notice on the very first page, it's the final tabulation. This tabulation is after the early voting ballot board met to review the provisional ballots that the county reviewed, and also to go over ballot by mails that met the deadline to get corrective action measure, and then the ones that were eligible to be counted that came in within the deadline time. So after the first red page, you'll see that this is the early voting board reconvened. And George was actually on that, and I can explain what the X's and stuff, they were closing up and called me in there. And I noticed that I said, well, don't forget to put the provisional ballots in there. And then they realized they hadn't looked at the few. So they didn't want to white it out. They just wrote on top. And you can see on the second page, the page behind that, it also explains in detail a little bit more on the mayor's race. So if you go behind that red sheet, here is their tally sheets for the reconvene. Yeah. So there should be, the next page, there should be another red tab in there, but there's not. So what the next sheet is, these are all the mail-in ballots that did not need corrective action. And what I mean by corrective action is the signature verification committee met on the 5th, and they looked at, there's a new state requirement that you have to provide certain identification numbers, one of the 2, and or their signature didn't match or those kind of things. So there were 6 people who went through those and stamped corrective action. And the way that we handled the corrective action was we tried to contact them and over the phone, or we went out into the public and tracked them down.
Wow.
So some said, no, I'm okay. And then some, corrected it. And then there were a few, of course, that we weren't able to get a hold of. But so that's what this tally sheet is. These were all of the ballot by mails that were could be counted. So behind the next red tab is the mayor's race. These are in person. So you'll notice at the top right, it says second count. They did a first count, and the first count numbers didn't match, and they were not comfortable with that. And it was just a few off, but yeah, and so that's more than a few. So they were not comfortable with that. So the city councils actually matched perfect with the number of voters that we had. So they decided to recount the mayor's race and start over to find, to make sure there were no errors. And so that's why it says second count.
Why are there two,
So
why are the two Gerald and Gerald?
because there's of the space.
Ran out of space.
Right on space.
Okay.
So we have a very strong early voting ballot board who is very meticulous, and as they should be. And so they just were not going to sign off on it. And, when they asked my advice, I was like, no, 1 or 2 ballots, but so. Okay, so behind the final red tab is election day. Now, these were counted at the polls. These, the reason why you might see a little bit more tally sheets in these, it's 1 caller, 3 talliers, whereas the other ones are 1 caller, 2 talliers. However, on the mayor's race, I think we had a 3rd person jump in and count as well, or tally as well.
I called them, so we had actually 3 tally sheets.
Yeah.
Right.
So that you tallied and.
Yeah. So the process, if you'd like for me to explain it, I can explain it, how they come up with. Okay, so the next one is the councils.
Yeah, one more. Yeah, back to you.
So again, the first sheet is the sheet after, just like the mayor's race, is the sheet after the early voting ballot board reconvened. And after the first blue, again, is your early voting ballot board reconvening and with some X's due to the provisional. And then is your reconvene tally sheets. And then is the mail-in ballots. These are the eligible ones that were as of May the 7th. And then after the next blue sheet is your in-person. Okay, this one you will notice it will say at the top right, table 1, table 2. The reason is there were so many ballots that after table 2 got finished with the ballot by mails, they took some of the election day ballots and counted, and then they totaled them together. And then the final blue is election day. So the reason why these sheets are so big is the normal size is the 8.5 by 11, and I blow them up so that they're easier to read and use when they're tallying.
Any questions? Council? Kathy? Bobby? Would you like to say one last word?
Well, do we have to approve these?
And we did,
Yeah.
we need two motions, one for mayor and one for council.
Okay.
Okay.
We will make.
I will make a
Thank you.
motion that we approve the election results showing Gerald Hoover winning the city of Fredericksburg mayoral election with 1,342 votes.
I'll second that motion. Any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
I'll make a motion that we acknowledge that Emily Efright Kirchner and Tony Klein won the 2 seats for the Fredericksburg City Council, with Ms. Kirchner receiving 1,305 votes, Mr. Klein 1,237 votes.
I'll second that motion. Any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Record reflect Jerry looking but not present.
So now is the next item is the resolution. I will let you know that to lessen some confusion out in the public, I leave the over and under so that you show, because if you don't, then between the two races, it looks like the numbers are really off. So if we leave the over and under in and include them in the resolution, it just looks more transparent.
So we need to approve the resolution.
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 2022-08R. Resolution of the City Council of the City of Fredericksburg, Texas, declaring the results of the general election of the City of Fredericksburg held on May 7th, 2022, for the purpose of electing a mayor and 2 city council members.
I'll second that motion. Any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Now with that, I would like to see Kathy, would you like a comment before we adjourn?
I have no comment.
Okay, Bobby,
No comment.
Tom,
It's been a pleasure serving the city for 11 years of the 22 that I've lived in the city of Fredericksburg. I will continue to be active in my community, and best of luck in addressing issues that we have been addressing for a very long time.
thank you. I want to jump on that as well. Thank you for all of y'all present today and live streaming. It's been an honor for 6 years to be part of this wonderful community as a city council member and as the mayor. I wish you all the best of luck in proceeding for the next many, many years. Again, thank you all very much. So with that, I'll entertain the last motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
I have a motion by Tom and a second by Charlie. I'll second it. Any further discussion? My last hurrah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. No, not aye. No, 4-0. Thank you all very much. Meeting is over. Congratulations to all. Thank you.
Thank you.